The disengagement of forces in the Donbass has begun. In the town of Zolote, the Ukrainian military are withdrawing from their positions. According to the Ukrainian Joint Forces, the disengagement became possible after a week-long ceasefire in the area. Although Russian-led militants continue firing, the attacks are occurring outside the withdrawal zone. If a ceasefire lasts 7 days, the disengagement can also be conducted in the village of Petrivska.
We are conducting disengagement in Zolote, Petrivska is left, and these are the conditions upon which we, the foreign policy advisors to the president, agreed in order to hold the summit. I don't see any other reason for the Russians not to find time for a meeting of the four leaders.
The disengagement is monitored by representatives of the OSCE Special Monitoring Mission. However, the process must be mutual. The withdrawal needs to be carried out by both the Ukrainian side and the occupational forces controlled by the Kremlin. According to Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister for European and Euro-Atlantic integration, this is required for direct negotiations with the Russian president.
The meeting in the Normandy format was postponed several times. Now we have great hopes that it will finally take place in November. We put in a lot of effort into this. To reach the agreement, President Putin must be at the table. We are working on this.
The Trilateral Contact Group on Ukraine agreed on the withdrawal of forces in Zolote and Petrivska on October 1st in Minsk. It is one of the conditions for a meeting of the Normandy format, which will be held tentatively at the end of November. However, outside the disengagement area, the situation remains tense. This was stated by Darko Olifer, press secretary of Ukraine's representative in the Trilateral Contact Group, Leonid Kuchma. Ukraine's readiness for peace was acknowledged at the international level.
Today, the sides have renewed the disengagement of forces and equipment in Zolote. They launched white and green signal rockets to confirm their readiness for this. Today, the sides will continue negotiations on renewing the disengagement of forces and equipment in Petrivska.
According to the headquarters of the Ukrainian Joint Forces, the disengagement will take 3 days. They promise that Ukrainians living in the settlements left by the military will not be abandoned.
People will not be left defenseless. Ukrainian armed forces are ready to defend civilians in case of provocative actions by our opponent. Social workers, local authorities and the civil-military administrations will continue operating there. Locals will not feel the disengagement of forces in any way.
Today, there are police patrols reinforced by the National Guard operating in Zolote. According to Ukraine's Interior Ministry, the situation is calm and under control. In addition to this, there are police centers to assist civilians. Reported by Anastasia Fedchenko for UATV.